I just flew from Chicago to New York to Vermont to Albany to New York to Seattle and back to New York for free. Actually, for $36. I had to pay for an Amtrak train one way. So I'm going to break this down into 3 very simple, easy to follow steps that hopefully are not too boring. So step 1, guys, you just gotta get the basics. Okay, so some of the rules you need to follow. You're not gonna make any profit in the game unless you're paying your credit card off in full and on time every month. You can't have any interest or else it'll just offset the value you make with credit card points. You also don't wanna change your spending habits. So like, if you wanna just go spend more money to hit sign-up bonuses, you're gonna defeat the entire purpose of the game. It's not worth it. Another thing is keeping a low credit utilization. So like if you have one credit card and let's say it has like $3,000 and then you sign up for like an Amex Gold credit card right after you got that credit card. Well, Amex Gold is a charge card. It doesn't have a fixed credit limit. So it's not going to report that credit limit as the credit utilization does not show up. You're gonna be tanking your entire credit score if you use a lot of balance on that card because it's still only coming out of that $3,000 that you originally had with your original card. I know that's a lot, but pay your credit cards off as fast as you can. It's not gonna help your credit score to keep a huge balance on there and pay it off at the end of the month. You wanna pay it as fast as you can, keep it as low as possible. Another thing I see a lot of people make is they don't understand points versus miles versus cash back. Listen, guys, I get it, okay? There's ways to get like, cash back, pay your credit card off with the statement credit, or maybe get some rewards like Apple Daily Cash. There's also like points, like all these points, Ultimate Awards, membership awards, thank you points, built rewards. It's all of this crazy like point ecosystems here. It's kind of complicated. And then there's also miles. I thought 1 mile was literally 1 mile long. That is not true. It's $1 pretty much. Not $1, but like 1 point currency of that point currency. 1 point of the point currency is 1 mile. It's not an actual mile. Another thing is you gotta understand the fees. Annual fees are annoying, they're scary. Why would anyone pay $300, $400, $500, or even $600 for an annual fee if you could just get some other card with 0 annual fee? Well, you need to know how to make positive value from that annual fee card. There's a reason why people get the cards, guys. It's not just like for flex value. We're not just paying for the MX Platinum just to like have it for fun. No, it actually gives you positive value. And so that's the reason why we pay annual fees. But you need to understand those fees, calculate them out. I like to use calculators to figure out if I'm gonna make positive value on the card with my normal spending by paying it off in full and on time every month. Something I see in beginners is not paying their credit card off because they wanna prove themselves to the lenders maybe that they're worthy of paying credit card off so that they can get a higher credit score. They care a lot about their credit score and they wanna raise it really quickly. I get it, guys, credit scores are cool. Everyone seems to be pushing credit score and getting the highest one possible. We wanna capitalize on our regular spending. So whatever you buy normally, right? If you can get rewards from that and just kind of do it over time, that is how you get the credit card miles and points. Do not change your spending habits. Don't like buy something new just so you can like say you got the rewards. That's not gonna help in the long run. You're gonna be buying something new which costs a lot of money. There's no point in just getting miles and points off of random stuff that you wouldn't buy. Take a breath, and the faster you can make mistakes, the better. I've made tons of mistakes. One thing I did was just get so excited to get like the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I just saw it all over YouTube like you're seeing right now. And I thought that would be so sick to have a metal credit card. I'm like 20 years old. I wanted one. I just applied, didn't really care about figuring out if I could realistically spend $4,000 in 3 months. That cost me a lot of money because I just started buying stuff on Amazon, buying stuff wherever I could. I even had some friends that wouldn't Venmo me back for like dinners that I would try to pay for. And that's just the kind of thing that when you're young, you don't know all the way. It's gonna cost you extra money in the long run. So just stick with something you can handle. Okay, so step 2 to get 500,000 points is you gotta start working on sign-up bonuses, guys. It's not gonna make a lot of difference if you optimize for multipliers. If you have a credit card that gets 4x back on dining, like the Amex Gold, that's great. 4x back is nice. Maybe you're gonna generate a few thousand points per month. That's not a lot. So let's say you get 50,000 points per year from that card. I can get 90,000 points from that card from the sign-up bonus in 3 months, but let's call it 6 months because that's a requirement. And that's way better than getting 50,000 in 12 months for just the multipliers. Or even like the Capital on Venture X, spend $4,000 in 3 months, get 75,000 points. Way faster than just using the card as a catch-all card for 2x back. And you're gonna get 2, 3, 4, maybe 5,000 points per month. by doing that, so it's a lot slower. I'm not saying open and close credit cards for the bonus. Open credit cards for the bonus, right? Then use them for the multipliers later. But get cards that you would actually use. I've only gotten one card that I don't use anymore, and that's the Chase Ink Unlimited. I would use it, but I already have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. I don't know. I mean, business expenses are pretty small for me, I'm not gonna lie. This is my business. Another thing is you don't need to keep getting cards every 3 months. Listen, you're gonna wanna use your points as fast as you can. So if you can even come up with a trip or have some sort of like idea of where you wanna go, you don't need to get points way early. You can like think about where you wanna go and save up by just applying for a card, hitting the sign up bonus, getting like 90,000 points, whether it be Amex or Chase. And you know, you're gonna have the points by the time you're ready to like plan out the trip and book the rewards. Points are gonna get devalued. Airlines don't care. They're cracking down on churning. Points are devalued all the time. This is not like an FDIC insured game, guys. You wanna earn and burn, baby. Get that crap out of there as fast as you can. I don't have 500,000 points. That's just pretty much like what I've earned over my lifetime. So get it out as fast as you can. You don't want to keep them. Some really complicated cards like Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, cards with credits, those are a little difficult to figure out. So you want to make sure you already spend on the credits anyway. So like Uber, Grubhub, all that stuff, I was already doing. I mean, I lived in Chicago, now in New York City. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to spend on the credits. Some of the credits are pretty complicated, like Saks off Fifth Ave. I mean, you could probably do that online, but the way that I calculate it is by, you know, looking through all the credits, figuring out what I would normally spend by just tracking it via like some app like Mint or SoFi Relay, or just figuring it out if I can normally spend on those credits. You don't want to go out of your way to spend on those credits and then calculate it and say like, oh yeah, if I get this card, I'll hit all this credits and get all this free stuff. Not exactly. Yes, it would be free, but it's not something you'd normally buy, so that defeats the purpose. You don't want to go out of your way to buy extra junk or do extra buying that you wouldn't normally do. That's just the consumerism game that the credit cards try to get you to do, and I'm telling you now, it's not going to be a good idea if you do that. That'll break the game. Another thing for these huge sign-up bonuses is that some of them are targeted, so you don't necessarily need to just apply for whatever's online. Cards like the Amex Gold, Amex Platinum, I'm talking a lot about Amex right now, but they do targeted offers. So the public offer, you can just go online and apply. There are targeted offers that are 50% more, like Amex Platinum, for example, is 80K points, membership rewards points, but you can get a targeted offer of 150,000 points. Literally, look at that, guys, 150,000 points. That's almost twice as much for not that much work. You want to make sure if you're going to get a card, do like a research on how to get the highest sign-up bonus on the card that you want to go for first before you just go ahead and apply. And use a referral link, help someone else out in the credit community. Use my links if you want, or just somebody else's. So that's something I want to say. Okay, so one thing you can measure with this is called return on spend. This is what I was talking about earlier with multipliers versus sign-up bonuses. So return on spend is the return on the spending that you do as a percentage. So let's say I buy something, it's $100. If I'm getting 20% back, which is a lot, sounds like a lot. I'm getting about 15-20% back by using sign-up bonuses instead of optimizing for multipliers. Hear me out, listen. If you have a card and it's, like I said, it gets 4x back, you're gonna get, 4% back. That's kind of the same thing. But if you use a card and try to get the sign-up bonus, $4,000 in 3 months, you just need to spend $4,000. Let's say you get 90,000 points from spending $4,000. So like, let's say 90,000 points worth 0.01 points, that's $900. So if you get $900 from spending $4,000, that's essentially 22.5x back. So that's what happens if you just keep using sign-up bonuses instead of optimizing for multipliers. Now, not all points are created equally. It might make sense to consider which points you want to focus on. So, step 3, you need to figure out what all these point currencies mean and how to use them. There are 2 different types of currencies I'd like to say, is transferable and non-transferable. Chase Ultimate Rewards points, Amex membership rewards points, Citi thank you points, Built rewards points, and Capital One miles. Those are the 5 big currencies that are transferable points currencies, which is what we're gonna focus on in this video. There's a lot out there and I'm gonna run you through what they do. So they're very flexible. You can do cash back, you can transfer them, or you can book in their portal. They all have their own transfer partners, which a transfer partner is basically a partner that's partnered up with the bank that allows you to transfer points to their loyalty program to book flights and other rewards. I know that's a lot. It's kind of insane. Transferring the points kind of seems difficult. It's hard, and if you're an advanced person, it's still pretty hard. But that's how you get all these huge rewards that you see online. Like, people are talking about 8 cents per point, or I just booked a $10,000 vacation for free. This is how you do it, is transfer partners, and it's not as easy as it seems online. So when you're starting out, you kind of need to pick a point currency to go with. And they're all pretty good. I'd say Amex membership rewards, Capital One, and Chase are kind of the top two. Bilt is really good too, but you can't get sign-up bonuses, and it's just that one Bilt rewards card. And then Citi Thank You Points is a little struggling, I'm not gonna lie. They don't have the best transfer partners, and they feel like they don't have the best cards, in my opinion. So the easiest card setup to get is the Chase Trifecta. As a beginner, it's only 95 bucks. You get the 2 Freedom cards and the Sapphire card. Sapphire card's 95 bucks. You get Chase Ultimate Rewards points, which is a fantastic point currency. And all you have to do is just get the first card and the second Freedom card, get their 20,000 point sign-up bonus. Then you can play around with Chase Ultimate Rewards points, see what it looks like in the portal. You won't see the Transfer Partners button yet. That happens when you get the Sapphire Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve. Sapphire Reserve's not as good right now. Okay, so up until this point, you would have good spending habits, a good card setup, understand what the miles are. Now, how do we even book these hotels? Okay, this is the hardest part. You need to basically figure out where you're gonna go. Then you gotta find the reservation, transfer the points, and then book the reservation. And it's kind of hard. There's lots of tools that show you how to do it. Okay, so there are mostly 2 different ways you can book reservations. You can either book a flight, or you can book a hotel. Hotels are way better and easier, but flights are kind of nice to fly for free. They're just harder to find. My favorite hotel chain is Hyatt because the points are worth so much, and it's pretty easy to see what's available in the portal. Then do the cent per point valuation. You got to calculate how many cents per point you're going to be earning here, because the baseline is 1 or 1.25 if you're using Chase points. You don't want to spend on anything that's going to be less than 1 cent per point. It won't be worth it. And what I mean by that is you don't want to spend 15,000 miles plus like $56 for a $100 flight. Might as well just book the $100 flight. It would be way less than spending all the miles, if that makes sense. So that's where it gets a little complicated. It's actually pretty easy. With Hyatt, all you have to do is make a World of Hyatt account, look around on the map, find the hotel, click on the room, and then it'll say you don't have enough points. Then go and find your membership number up there in the top right. Go all the way back to Chase, go into the Chase portal, and find the transfer points button. Then paste your membership number in there, how many points you want to transfer, which in my case, 36,000 exactly, and boom, transfer the points right over. This is where these videos are gonna come into play. So if you're really this far in this video, if you wanna watch Capital One Miles, that is a great video. I'll show you how to do it. And honestly, I don't know how it hasn't blown up yet. I think it's a pretty good video that shows you exactly how to book Capital One Miles, like literally exactly. And that's it. All you gotta do is book it, and that's exactly how I got 500,000 points and how I used 500,000 points. So you can do the same. Have a good day, bye.